Genie Man.
Hey.
What?
Dude. Scam? Uh-oh. Not a good position for a punch to be in. He's actually going to hook aggressive. Maybe this is the exact position he wants to be in. A Shanks makes it up the stairwell. And Roger's actually going to get disposed back. And it looks like First Blood will be picked up for Execration. Is Palace even going to... I guess he does have a mobility advantage. And they're even actually rotating Carlo in as well. Maybe just trying to at least secure one of the rooms.
Away with water. Yeah, I mean, Bob will get the top one. Anything just to slow down the TA a little bit is going to be a big win. Might even just deny it in his face. Never mind. Get rid of those refractions. So maybe now Puck doesn't have quite as hard of a time.
Ooh, top lane.
So low on resources without that Acorn shot available, but he brings the clarity out for himself. So
Cox might be in trouble mid. He's got the haste. Let's see if they want to TP in the Nature's Prophet. Coil's going to be laid down. They won't even need the +1. The snowball on forward gets the kill. And now Narman might be in trouble as well. Shards blocks off the escape on the high ground. Reggie will only have to stand there and watch as potentially he'll actually go down as well. Bob has the abilities back up, so Execration find 3, and they've got the catapult still to work with.
Well, that's a lot of gold going onto the tower as well, and I really don't feel like a TA can come back to this lane solo.
Okay. I really would like to see the Nature's Prophet TP mid.
Is he in a position to?
Not now.
Get into that Desolator for himself, both for effective team fighting as well as what actually follows afterwards.
Oh no, Palos. Alright, he just got the level 6. Arrows on the mark from Carlo as well, and even gonna give him a tip as well, seeing that Force just ran directly into the arrow, but back by the power room, the chain control. It's gonna be there this time. Roger, Narman, now it's actually Geek Slate that bring the supports before Execration are able to make their own movement to mid.
Yeah, but still though, there's a lot of pressure being put down here and takes away from your potential to go for these kills. Bob, I'm not sure if he was spotted out. I think he was.
Top lane Tino.
To make that rotation.
Someone gonna go for the toss as soon as they see Shanks TP in. It's going to be Narman that's in trouble. Shanks is level 6 already. Look, but they're still able to get the snowball to follow in pursuit. Toss him away, so Skem has got an opening to play with the Dismember. Even Cox is going to try and connect as well. Let's see if they can chase down Tino. Has a traps to be able to slow him down. Tino's going to look to go for the TP, but the hook is back up, and Scam will find it point blank. Oh, Pudge. Sprouting arrow, nicely done.
Anytime you can get a free kill, very, very happy with that. Not opting to get into the smaller items towards the pipe just yet. Maybe just wanting to see how these next few team fights eventuate on Tino before making his mind up fully.
Bob might be in trouble. Toss back into the bushwhack. Palace is there to maybe try and get some revenge. Some extra reinforcements coming in, however. Roger's going to look to get involved as well, so they'll push Palace away. And Cox is standing firm. The lasso would allow him to right-click, and a Skem with the Dismember as well, as Cox doesn't even go down.
Able to survive. A lot of that is on the back of Narman, right? Just providing that additional layer of control. Get 2 Avatos combos off in a single fight. That's on the back of really good positioning, because we're still at this stage where Tiny is super squishy. Makes you feel much more confident fighting into that Bat Rider as well. So I wonder if he might even consider going for a play on this bottom side. You can see Palace and Shanks are there.
See if they're going to have the damage between the two, and it looks like that'll be the case, especially with the assistance out of the Wrath of Nature.
Actually going mid.
And now as well, they'll be able to blow up another member and also look to put some pressure onto the tower. Meanwhile, the supports...
tower's going down.
They're going to try and rotate into the jungle to get some information on the stacks, or maybe even go for the kill on the Cox instead. They've got the detection, though.
He had a sentry on the tusk, but not wanting to dive past it. Really just wanting to bait out some reactions as, well, this is something that you do not want to be given up. That is a fairly healthy stack, and Well, Cox, he is relying on that to be able to get into his next item. Actually opting for the Dragonlance instead of the Desolator. Just feeling like he can't even begin to join these fights. But Tino making it a pretty high priority, although they're backing off for now.
You could unleash for this if you want to. And what do you do now for Geek Slate? Gonna see Execration look to try and smoke and connect with Palos. His bottom lane is getting shoved out, so not going to be an easy move for them to make. Maybe they're going to have to infiltrate into the jungle instead, but his camps have already been farmed, so no one's going to be home at the triangle. They actually might be able to catch out Cox, moving back in and try and get his own farm. Instead, it's at the front of the T2 tower. This is pretty deep. Arrow's going to be on the mark. Skem's going to look to try and move in with the Dismember. They'll land the hook, dragging back Shanks. So in the end, Execration... We're going to lose 2 members, although they feel strong enough to take the fight because Palos is going to jump into the middle. They got the pipe to absorb up all of the magical damage, and that's going to pay off drastically as Execration find 4. So they're going to look to try and smoke us 3. But how do you open up the map? Yes, you can get these kills.
Lucky enough to get a Tumbler's Toy on the Tiny, so Narman, he's going to be a big part. Who can he find? He's going to be praying for a squishy hero. Bob would be great.
It's hard, though, because it's daytime. They got the ward, he's going to be able to react. Now they might turn it around. Toss into the middle. Looking for the lasso, but it's not going to be there. The joint is fast enough. It's a call now from Execration, Bob. Able to dodge out from Force's aggression. Meanwhile, top lane's getting shoved in from Tino, so they're going to force Cox to come back to address this.
Great team play overall, just coming around from Execration here, right? The instant reactions coming out, good individual skill, but then... Oh, they actually get pinging out Tino, farming right on top of this Observer Ward. He's holding on to a ton of gold, actually just buys up the Atos now. Can they look to get this kill? It was a pretty big rotation down bot, and he's actually going to get all the way back to safety.
Skem might look to hook Shanks. Is playing underneath the trap, so a nice easy kill for them to find. Bottom lane, Force. They have anyone to jump on at the moment, so Force should be able to kind of pull them across the map.
Just farming a small camp on his way out. With the pig pole. Ooh, is he going to be able to get away? Just. They would love to have a BKB on Batrider as well, but he's not going to get to that anytime soon. They would love to have Aghanim Scepter on the Pudge, but that's not going to happen either. What is going to happen, though, is Roche when you've got a Tusk to be able to assist with it.
Yeah, maxed out tag team. Unleash as well. Again, tier lineups very much rely around playing with this Aegis advantage, and they will not have the first Roche in their repertoire, so Execration find this one with ease, only having to pop a decent-sized ultimate in the Unleash, but Bob's going to be the one to claim the Aegis.
Can they look to make something happen? And they even are popping a smoke here on Execration to make sure that they can get back to the rest of the team really quickly, maybe anticipating a move out of desperation to come through from Geek Slate, not knowing that they're actually quite low on mana across the board, so they're not really in a state right now on Geek Slate to want to take.
They should know this is happening. Bob, able to get the jump in onto the Hoodwink. Even Coil's going to be laid down. So a free kill for Bob to find, and as soon as you see multiple members starting to swing to top, Geek Slate's just going to look to vacate away from the area.
They've got the Deso, though, on TA. Cox starting to work into that BKB, getting closer and closer to the Blink Dagger on Narman as well.
Cox going to get dived onto the T2 tower. Hell's playing around with the BKB. They're able to burn off the refraction, and Cox's health will just evaporate. But so does the damage on Palace as well, as Skem just gets in range for the Dismember. So in the end, a 1-for-1.
That's Ags on Pudge. So a nice little buff coming through.
Bob is going to go for Narman. Damage.
Gotta be careful about this one. I mean, he's got the Aegis to play around with for sure, but tiny combo into a Pudge with relatively low cooldown in that Dismember is...
He's gone core now. Gleipnir completed, so... Gonna try and farm his Execration. Still got a little bit of time out of the Aegis. They want to make use of it. Smoke's gonna pop. They've got the ward, so Narman gets the jump. Little bit of damage onto Palace to start, but they've been able to react to retreat away. As Bob's going to be in hell, but the coil holds him down in a place that the lasso, though, stops the damage for the Marcy. Then they'll turn it back around as well, though. Bob playing with a double damage room, but they need a way to deal with the Templar Assassin stuck inside the Sprout at the moment. Cox protected with the refraction. They haven't got a way to purge it off. The great fight for Geek Slate. One more right click as Tino will go down, but at least they found the arrow that flew through the middle, piercing off the members of Geek Slate. And Naaman the sole survivor, but he won't be alive for too long. As Bob off the back of the respawn should be able to close the distance. Shanks does actually tick out to the trap. Naaman will still die, though nonetheless is not going to have enough mana for the avalanche. Bob, he won't die, actually. Naaman lives.
Very, very clever. Pretty early into the piece, but he got the target that they needed in that Marcy. You take her out, and suddenly all of that damage in the fight
he dodged everything. Oh, no, Bob. He dodged the sharpshooter and the tiny combo, and that gives a tip over to Naaman as well for the attempt.
Be forced to use both BKB piercing ultimates on you. Something like the Lotus Orb is already being actually finished by Carlo, so if he could just toss that
in
one
trouble.
onto Mars, that's big.
He's gonna pop the coil, look to try and TP out the damage. Well, in fact, the root is there to cancel it.
They're gonna have this extra little bit of time. You're gonna get the Aghanim Shard on the TA. You're gonna have level 3 Psionic Traps as well.
They're coming. I'm going to fight on Geek Slate. Let's see how they can get the jump. Trap for the vision. Roger's Bushwhack's not going to be there to hold Bob into place. Multiple ways for them to start the fight. It's just going to be how do they find the angle. In fact, Cox, oh no, you're not hoping out a defensive BKB, but maybe they can make it work. Tino protected with the BKB for the moment. They're still going to look to move into the middle as forced. He doesn't find an opening for the lasso. Now we'll be able to hold down Palace into place as Cox can finally get the damage going. Bob still off to the northern side once again. A dodge with a fave ship at Naaman, and Naaman tossed back into the middle as Tino can't do anything. Cox
Naaman's still alive.
Double kill for himself, and Naaman will live. What a fight for the Tiny, and what a fight for Geek Slate.
And they were trying to... Oh, Bob, he's playing with fire a little bit here. Maybe just trying to pick someone off, and... Oh,
it's a shot.
The courier. It's a little bit annoying, but we've got the second Roche coming up soon. Not...
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
They got a good ward here, Dyer. Gonna try and jump Skem. Arrow actually clips onto Naaman. And they're gonna snowball into the middle. Palaso, he's gonna have a free fight. He doesn't have to worry about the lasso. And that's gonna enable them. As Palos finds a double, and now they're looking for more as Cox is in trouble. Will turn to try and do as much damage as he can, but they're kiting Cox. He eats the arrow, point blank, and now Tino, he's locked Force into position as well. Everyone on Geek Slate will not be able to live. Actually, the sole survivor out to the left will be Roger.
Radiant are scanning.
I was wondering where Roger was that entire fight. He was on the Radiant side of the river, just doing a little bit of D-warding action while his team was dying. And I'm like, my guy, they need you there. They need to bushwhack. The fight went for long enough that these BKBs, they're not going to be quite as much of a factor. And, well, he might even end up dying regardless.
Yep, they land the coil. Another kill. And it feels like these fights, we see what's happening. If Geek Slate have lasso, the past couple of fights that have gone okay for them is when they're using the lasso onto Palos' Marcy. But that one fight, they didn't have it available, and Palos just had free reign of the engagement.
They need lasso and the dismember to really make the most out of all of these team fights. And, well, again, it's really, to me, on Carlo with how he takes these fights. You got to make sure that you're using the Lotus Orb onto the Marcy every single time that she jumps in.
They are setting up on Palos bottom.
Twice in this series alone.
Let's see.
Kind of recovery.
Not an easy kill. How they're going to start? Oh, we got the jump just at the time they initiated. So Palos is able to play around with the BKB. And all the boys, they're starting to come. They want to try and TP down Tino. In fact, it's not even required. Palos can just solo Skem. Oh, love a good awkward timing like that. Force now, he too has to BKB to escape Tino.
Okay, Curse of the Old Growth. I hate it.
Same, Cox. Watching the tree lane. It's a fight you want to take on Geeks? I was looking to jump. Maybe that's an opening. Toss back under the tower. They need the lasso, but the Lotus Orb's going to prevent that. Regardless, all they wanted was just to hold him into place. And now Cox with the BKB turns for another. They should be able to deal with Shanks, but it might come at the cost of Cox's own life as Tino. Look at the damage, man. This is your position 3, Nature's Prophet, top of the net worth. And just mauling down members on Geek Slate. Narman's down to the south, but he will not live to see another day. Is locked inside the Sprout. The damage is plentiful and the kills are as well.
This is the time to be able to make a play happen. Look at all of the psionic traps in that mid lane. Just trying to protect against any sort of push.
Gonna have to BKB. Look to try and escape, but the rest of the team might be able to cut him off. Namad's actually gonna be in. A toss back. Radiant don't have everyone here for the moment. This could be a decent fight. But it looks like they're not aware of that on Geek Slate. They're going to go to their own triangle.
They still believe.
Nice scan. The TP might be able to catch Skem out. Oh, they got the vision thanks to the Ag Shard. Oh, no. Tino, great usage out of whatever the hell it's called. Curse of the Old Growth. Great name. Now Bob as well. Might be able to find a solo. Coil's going to pop. Narman gets the toss and hits the arrow nut. Oh, this guy, even when they're behind, making plays like that to try and keep the cause alive. He will not escape. It cost him his own life as Bob's still looking for more and Tino's even TPing inside the base. Huh. What?
Kind of pushed out a little bit though. I mean, the Wrath of Nature is going to clear them out. This is a lot of damage you're going to have to deal with. Assault Cuirass, many heroes, many treants, and an Unleash. Smashed into your base, even popping the super early use of that glyph. So now, no more glyph reset coming through.
Are they going to try and blow someone up? Sharpshooter into lasso? Force BKB and ran in, but he didn't want to blink instead.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks.
It's a shame. You know, we've seen little mistakes like that come back to bite.
And Totem out.
Get back out, yeah.
It's Geek Slate. Bob's not the target, though.
Bob.
They may have saw someone, though. Pings came through. Execration. They'll back off, paying some respect.
Oh, look at this, though.
Tino
would be a good target.
That he would indeed, but he's going to stand strong. Lasso's there, jumping from Scamp, but they don't have detection. It's going to come through finally afterwards with the sentry drop, so they're able to get the dismember up. The snowball sucks Tino in. He's okay, and now they turn it back around. Cox nowhere to be seen. In fact, he's stuck on the northern high ground. Bashes allow Palos to be able to win the man fight. Abyssal for good measure as well. 0 buybacks on Geek Slate, and soon the base will be pillaged.
Yes, it will indeed. And I mean, they couldn't have asked for a better initiation. They're fined on his own, the top net worth. And I mean, they were just able to do no damage to that Nature's Prophet at all. I don't think he even popped the Satanic.
So one day you'll actually prove useful and be able to translate for me.
I know a lot of languages, just not Tagalog.
Second full set of barracks. Up
Have
to
they
the last
finally
one.
done it?
Might have. Third time the charm, you said. Looks like that'll be the case. Execration. What a road it's been. Oh, gee, why not? He's got buyback. Look to try and... A couple seconds delay. That's all they're hoping for. 1%. Might not even be updated. Poor Force. Arrow. Woo! Sips a little tail for a quick second, and the creep soon to funnel inside as... Like I might just come short. Execration, discipline from them. Back to Roche they go. Third Roche of the game. Blessing Ages and the cheese soon to be in their hands. And it looks like one more fight for Geek Slate. A desperation smoke. But Roche is already going to go down.
Palos. Ends up taking the Aghanim Scepter for himself. Cheese on the deck as well. Like they needed any more buffs.
This one on the high ground. Might be a decent spot for them to take a fight. Bob's got the A on this, so you're going to need to force it out early. Off to the right side, though, Palace almost solo killing Skem. He's at least able to get the Dismember off, but Cox is leashed together
healing
in the Sprout. Without the Templar Assassin damage, they're not going to be able to deal with the cause, and now Marcy and Tino can look to chase down the Templar Assassin. Skem will buy back to try and land the hook, but they'll block that one perfectly as Bob and Execration will be crowned champions. Third time is the charm for these boys. What an incredible performance from them in Game 5.